Hello, everyone. Welcome. We're playing The Last Case of John Morley today. Don't know too much about this game, but I'm excited to give it a go. I got it out of the detective bundle once again, I believe, so I am always excited to give a new detective game a go. In the depths of darkness, he went with a start, heart pounding in his chest, the cold earth beneath him unfamiliar and damp. Darkness surrounded him, thick and oppressive, the kind that swallowed every sound except his own ragged breathing. He tried to gather his thoughts, but they were scattered, lost in the fog of confusion and fear. Where was he? How had he gotten there? His legs trembled as he forced himself to stand, the weight of an unknown terror pressing down on him. Somewhere in the depths of the trees, he could hear it. Something was following him. Oh no. What was following him? We'll find out, I guess. Time buries all truths beneath shadows, but the past always has a way of clawing its way back to the surface, demanding to be heard, no matter the cost. Oh, very spooky so far. I'm excited. Alrighty. I believe that we're John Morley, judging by the graphics are beautiful, aren't they? This is looking fantastic. Love that. Is that snow or leaves or whatever? It's hard to tell. Well, let's just bump up the audio a bit as well. Give me 2 seconds while I do that. I don't know where I am either, John. We'll
I know
figure
it's
it out.
following me. I can feel it.
Can you not whisper, my friend? If I can... Okay, perfect. Alrighty, this way I guess, seeing as it's the only way that is actually, like, lit. Can we pick up this lantern or no? No, alrighty. Well, let's keep on running this way. We'll see if we can find anything out. If we can, that's great. If we can't, that's alright too. Never mind. Apparently, I'm lost immediately. Here's another lantern. It's been knocked over now.
I shouldn't have taken such a risk.
I'm just going to read out what he's saying now, because his voice is so quiet that, you know, I'm not going to risk you guys not being able to hear it. So I suppose that you can read it down the bottom there. That's fine too. If you feel like reading. It looks like there's a little bit of a, what, an aesthetic. I was going to say something, I can't remember what I was going to say now. Maybe like a little bit of a,
That sound. It's coming from the river.
okay. A little bit of, what does it remind me of? Like an amnesia or like, you know what it reminds me of, kind of? Game I've played on the channel before, 13 Memory Lane. That, I don't know why it reminds me of that. Maybe it's just a first person style, but...
If it catches me, it will show no mercy.
So kind of creature is following me, I guess, and trying to attack me, perhaps. And well, we can easily outpace it, I guess. It also reminds me of a little bit of an Australian game called Call of the Wild, which I might cover on the channel at some stage. It's a really good game. I would highly recommend that you play it. Give it a go if you haven't already. That
Should
one
be able to see its light
quite
soon.
cheap. Should be able to see its light soon. Well, let's go to this light then, I guess. We'll continue walking out this way, and we'll go to this cabin over here and see what we can see.
I can gather my strength and plan how to face that monstrous thing.
Oh, maybe it's Eldritch, you know, like Cthulhu or... Oh, he's oh my god, that scared the shit out of me. Now it reminds me more of Phil in the Mirror. God, that gave me a heart attack. I wasn't expecting to play a scary game, but apparently we are. So, who knew? Okay, let's just do this. The piercing light of the morning sun stirred John from his restless sleep. For months, strange nightmares had plagued him, and even though the strongest sedative can dull the weird visions that haunted his mind. Another day in this wretched hospital, his wounds still ached, but he felt no regret. Despite the accident, he brought the culprit of those ghastly crimes to justice. After all, isn't that the duty of any good private detective? That is true, that's true. Alright, let's continue. So we can find out anything.
John Morley, Private private detective, and today is a momentous day. After enduring the most exquisite tortures at the hands of those blasted nurses, and being pumped full of enough medicine to fell an ox, today I'm finally free.
Let me just quickly... Oh, we got a little journal there. Hopefully we can take notes in that, or maybe the game will tell me to create my own
It
notes.
appears you're awake at last. We had considerable difficulty rousing you earlier this morning, so I deemed it best to let you rest a while longer. I bring you good news. The latest test results are favourable, and the doctor has authorised your discharge. You are now officially ready to go.
Why, thank
I
you.
have placed your belongings on the table. Oh, and a lady stopped by this morning with some clothes from the dry cleaner.
Oh, really? Okay. What can you tell me about these nightmares?
I've been having nightmares.
The doctor has prescribed some medication that should help address any residual effects. This should assist in alleviating your nightmares.
Laudanum?
My belongings? I thought everything was already in the room.
There are a few valuables and some coins we kept for safekeeping. They are in the box on the table.
Hmm. Results in discharge.
So I'm better now.
Yes, you are much improved. Both your physical and psychological assessments have been satisfactory, and there are no impediments to your returning to your normal life.
Well, that's good at least. I'm very happy about that.
A woman brought my clothes from the dry cleaner. Was it Penny?
I couldn't say. She arrived quite early, before my shift began. I've placed the garments in the wardrobe to keep them from getting wrinkled. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have other patients to attend to. I wish you all the best.
I wish you the best too. I hope all the patients are as well mannered as I was, and that you don't have to like fend them off with a stick. Alrighty, let's go back to it, shall we? Medical discharge, patient copy, patient number 5567, room number 27, date the 3rd of February 1945. Okay, so we're quite early on in here, aren't we? Final review, subject discharge resolution report, attending Dr. A. Former. What's he a former of? Final review and conclusions. The patient has demonstrated satisfactory improvement in all pre-operative objectives. The surgical procedure conducted under protocol ETD-03 has been deemed successful in all respects. Upon completion of final tests and provided that the patient reports feeling physically and mentally prepared, medical discharge is advised. No post-operative complications are anticipated at this time. Continued observation during recovery is recommended to ensure patient stability. Alrighty. And what else, my good friends?
Story of my life. Nearly broke.
Alrighty, just a coin, I guess? A single
That's
coin.
me, the bloodhound Morley.
John Morley, private detective. Right. So, what was I going to say last time? Like, all of these private detectives seem to suck, right? They're all, like, penniless.
I better get dressed. The hospital gown that ties in the back doesn't exactly scream. Blimey, what a
You don't know
fool
what
I
you're
took onto
talking
that
about,
rain-soaked pavement. And to top it off, with that downpour, I ruined my best suit. But, well, that's all water under the bridge now. Quite literally.
You can have mine if you want. St. Divina's Hospital. I have not heard of that saint before. I wonder if that's important. Patient progress report. Patient number 5567. Room number 27. Date the 3rd of February 1945. Alright, this is the same thing. Right, yeah, okay. Just a little bit of extra information about the hospital there. Let's grab our
Please do a
clothes.
fine job of hiding any belly. Can't complain about that. Looks brand new. The collar's pristine.
Let's put our chai on next.
I usually use the Windsor knot.
Half ounce of
Well
wine.
structured shoulders, nicely padded. Gives off an air of authority. Keeps the crooks wary and catches the ladies' eyes.
That's true.
So the mystery woman who took my clothes to the cleaners was Penny after all.
Full suit
Seems
and
she's still got a soft spot for me. Could there be a chance I might win her over?
Let's try it, John. Maybe we've got the chance. Let's put these shoes on.
I should get myself a pair of derbies. Or brogues. They're much more comfortable. Besides, if I slipped, it was because of those damned hard soles.
You probably don't want
I'm not ready to
brogues.
leave just yet.
You might want, what's the other one? I can't remember.
There's notes from Penny, my secretary. She must have left it here a few days ago while I was still under observation.
John, I'm awfully sorry, but I just can't keep going like this. Been laid up in that hospital for ages, and I've been left skint with no wages coming in for months now. Besides, with the state you were in, I couldn't bring myself to say anything. I thought it best to leave you get better in peace, but the other day Dr. Fulmer rang and said they were finally going to let you out, so I figured it was time to tell you. I've been in the office in a month, and believe me, I miss Hawthorne Street and that old mouldy brick building of ours. But I gotta move on, and you know, even before the accident, you still owe me 3 months' pay. Peter and I are planning to get married, and I need some stability. I hope you understand. I left my key under the doormat. I paid the water and electric bills, so those are in your hands now. Goodbye, John. I wish you all the luck in the world. P.S. A few days ago, an older woman came by asking for you. I told her you may be back in the office this afternoon. She seemed quite eager to have a word with you, Penny.
Damn it, Penny. I don't blame her, though. I'm a right mess. I've managed to lose the only 2 things that kept me grounded. Her sound advice, always spot on, and the faint hope that she might dump Peter and give me a chance.
Good luck, my friend,
Trench
good luck.
coat and fedora hat. Every detective's must have.
I wouldn't know about a fedora hat, but a trench coat for sure. I don't have a fedora, and I don't really want one. A deerstalker, perhaps.
I better hurry up. Just like Penny says in her note, I might have a new client this afternoon. And with the way things are going, I can't afford to let that slip away. All right,
Exactly.
let's get moving. Today's the first day of the rest of my life.
Let's go, John. I wonder, at last, back to the streets in the cold comforts of foggy old London. The chimneys fill the air with the familiar tang of coal dust, while the rhythmic hum of the small industries in Whitechapel, Stepney, and Southwark ring in his ears like a sympathy. Soon he'll be seated in his cluttered, dusty office once more, ready for the next case, perhaps finishing off some forgotten bottle of whiskey tucked away in a corner, and mourning the irreplaceable loss of his assistant, Penny. Ooh. Good writing here already.
Back again. Feels like stepping into a forgotten paradise.
You know what I like? Where's the mat? So we're broke. We haven't paid Penny for 3 months. We probably should go ahead and do that before we, actually do anything else case-wise.
Everything has got that same old charm, and yet feels oddly new.
I would say so.
This hospital stint's given me a bit of a new outlook.
The-
Maybe I'll take it a shade easier from now on. Sticking to cases that don't demand a trip to the morgue.
Seeing as this was in the 40s, I would say that this is actually quite, relatively new, right? Must have been, especially with the glass over here. When was actually, this type of glass invented? I wouldn't know off the top of my head, but I think it must have been somewhat modern. Let's grab that
Here
key.
they are. Penny's keys. Just like it says in her note.
We didn't have our own keys. We had to rely on her leaving the keys into the mat to be able to get in. And remember that we got the electric bill paid and the other bill paid. But someone's gone ahead and left the music on, so we probably want to turn that off before we get a massive power bill.
Penny's desk. I ought to give her a ring and try to sweet talk her into coming back.
No, no.
So
This
this
Peter.
is Peter. That smug grin's got "punch me" written all over it.
I wouldn't necessarily say
The
that.
murder weapon from the
He looks
cadaver
like a
collector
quiet
case.
person.
Nasty business, that one.
The Cavita Collector, that's a wild name for a murderer,
The
isn't it?
case of the Red Shoes murder. One of the most complicated I've faced. Finally. Case closed.
So you did all of this work and you got paid not enough to even pay rent? Bloody hell. You need to get a better job, my friend. It's type something out.
My files. Cases, clients, debts. Too many debts. Far too many. Even the
Even
coppers
the
missed it.
coppers missed it.
The slant
Ah,
on
the
the letter
typist
E.
in the black letters case.
That's what gave away the typist in the black letters case.
That reminds me of another game, which I will be playing on the channel later, so watch
This
out
one's
for
a
that.
favourite. The jealous lover solved everything with a few blows from an ashtray. Brutal, but effective.
Oh. An ashtray with blood on it. Right, okay, yeah, so that was a
The
murder weapon.
umbrella with a bullet hole. Souvenir from the marksman case. Nearly lost my hat on that one.
If he's a marksman, he should have been able to hit you. Not a very good marksman, is he? Motel. So this is a motel.
My desk, strangely tidy. Normally it's buried under papers, notes, bits of evidence. Penny
A lot
must
of
have wanted
papers
to leave
here.
everything spick and span before she walked out on me.
Don't make it seem like
Another
a
one of my
divorce.
cards. But this one has my last name circled.
Morley. I wonder why that is. Let's have a look at this. Shall we type that out? I don't know how to use this type of keyboard, but we can figure it out, surely. Where's M? Down here. M O R L. Where's E? Is that E? There is an E over there, but that's like more Greek E. And Y. Who do you reckon Y is? I reckon it might be... Oh, it's down here, actually. Oh, that did nothing. What else have we got here?
Drawer. It's locked. But there doesn't seem to be a keyhole.
Sure, we should know this about our own office, right?
Amazing how this little gadget can reveal the devil in the details.
Oh, we get a magnifying glass. Wish I had one of those. We already figured that one out. So yeah, I think it has got to do with typing in something on the typewriter. And the answer is probably Morley. So let's try it again quickly, see if it actually works. Now that we've stumped all the other possibilities here. So we'll try that one again. So that's definitely an N, right? Where's this one down here? O. There's R for Romeo. So PR. Alpha Lima. Is that an E, or is this one the one that they're expecting for E? Maybe it is this one. And then Y. There we go, perfect. Got the little
My Smith & Wesson. In perfect condition. You never know when it'll come in handy.
And the Scarlet, what's this? Scarlet page. It's hard to know exactly where I'm looking, that's the problem.
The Scarlet Page. I trust Penny didn't go snooping through my things while I was
Oh
away.
my, John, what are you doing? You're scandalous.
Oh, my apologies, madam. I didn't hear you come in. I was a bit distracted.
Good afternoon, Mr. Morley. I trust your assistant informed you of my visit as promised.
He
My
did.
apologies. I was rather engrossed and didn't notice your arrival. To whom do I owe the honour of this meeting?
Lady Margaret Fordside, the 4th Countess of Bloomsbury.
Well,
Lady
hopefully you'll
Margaret.
hire me now.
Could you tell me what brings you here today? How can I assist you?
I shall endeavour to be as candid as possible. 20 years ago, when my daughter was just 18, she was brutally murdered. It happened at our family estate, Bloomsbury Manor. Someone slipped into the house unnoticed, and upon reaching her room, delivered 5 fatal stab wounds to her chest, lungs, and heart. The police, eager to close the case, hastily blamed and condemned 2 violent thieves who clearly had nothing to do with her death. The investigation was closed, and justice was never served.
Why are you coming to me so
I am
late?
prepared to offer you £30,000 if you take on this case, and a further £30,000 if you can solve it and bring the true killer to light. Tell me, Mr. Morley, will you accept this case?
Oh, fucking
I
course I will.
understand your distress, Lady Fordside. But before I commit to anything, might I trouble you with a few questions?
Mate, we need the money,
By all
accept.
means, Mr. Morley. Ask whatever you must.
You're crazy, Mr. Morley. Why now?
A case that's been cold for 20 years. You certainly don't make it easy for me, Lady Margaret. What made you decide to seek out a detective now?
This is
For
everyone I
over
asked.
2 decades, I've fought tirelessly to have the case reopened. To prove that the real murderer escaped justice.
And in those 20 years you
But
didn't
all
think
in
about
vain.
getting a
Neither
private investigator?
solicitors nor well-meaning police friends, nor even journalists hungry for a dark story have managed to uncover anything.
You should think more.
Then one day, I read about your success in solving the case of the Red Shoes killer. Regrettably, I also learned of the unfortunate incident that left you hospitalized with grievous injuries. On the advice of your secretary, Miss Penny, I waited patiently for your recovery. And now, here I am.
Oh, the Ridge Shoes case was so easy. You got nothing to worry about, miss. I'll take your 30,000 right now.
Tell me about Bloomsbury Manor. Do you still reside there?
After Elodie's death, I abandoned the estate. I couldn't bear to remain there, to live within those walls. Even now, when I visit the manor, it still feels as though I can hear her footsteps echoing through the halls, her voice humming that old melody. The delusions of an old woman who has mourned her daughter for far too long, Mr. Morley. No mother should ever have to bury her child. Should you accept the I shall not impede your work, as I now reside at Bedford Square, in the heart of the city.
Perfect. Well, don't do that. The wrong men.
Tell me about the men the police arrested. Why are you so certain they weren't guilty?
2 days after the murder, the police arrested a pair of violent thieves who were terrorizing the county at the time. Though they swore their innocence in my daughter Elodie's death, their criminal record completely undermined their defense. Seizing the opportunity, the police locked them away for their other crimes, and the case was closed. But what has always struck me as suspicious is that nothing was stolen on the night my Elodie was killed. If those thieves were truly the culprits, why would they murder her and then leave without taking a single piece of silver? It doesn't add up, Mr. Morley.
It doesn't add up, I agree. What I would be wondering right now is, again, like, why did it take her 20 years to even get a private investigator, or if they thought? Private investigators did exist back then, and number two is, did LED do anything to provoke anyone?
Tell me, were there any witnesses? Did anyone see or hear anything?
It happened at midnight. The house was practically empty at the time, with only a few servants and a guest who was sleeping in the west wing. I was the only one
could
who
he
might
have
have
done it?
heard something, as my room was next to hers. Unfortunately, I had taken a sleeping draught and fell into a deep slumber. It is a decision I shall regret for the rest of my days.
You certainly remember
Well,
a lot.
I
about that
believe
being
I have all the
20 years
information I
ago.
need to get started. I accept the case and will begin the investigation immediately.
I'm pleased to hear that. My butler will bring you the £30,000 tomorrow morning. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have matters to attend to. Once you uncover the culprit, contact me at once, and I shall promptly deliver the remaining £30,000. Please, Mr. Morley, unravel this harrowing mystery that has tormented me for so long.
$30,000 must be £30,000 must be a lot of money. It's a lot of money now. Back then it must have been heaps. Shadows from the past. The visit from Countess Margaret Fordside was just what John needed. A case with all the right ingredients to stir his detective's instincts. An old sudden murder from 20 years ago, abandoned by the police and their incompetence, and a generous reward waiting at the end. What more could a man want on his first day back? The journey to Bloomsbury Manor passed without incident, though the rough, neglected road, ravaged by years of rain and wind, made for an uncomfortable ride. He arrived under the cover of night. The place was quiet, like the ruins of an old tomb, forgotten and forsaken. Spooky. I wonder if this is the forest that we saw at the beginning of the game. Was here. We'll find out very shortly, I imagine. Oh, yes, it is. Okay. So we've learned something already. That this is the forest where we were being chased through in our dreams.
As I made my way through the dense forest path, a haunting silence enveloped the air. It was as though the very night of the crime still lingered here, shrouded in an eerie calm.
I wouldn't want to live here. It's very spooky. Very Halloween.
The manor stood before me, its facade as inscrutable as the shadows that danced in the moonlight.
Probably they've got a garden around.
Every step I took felt like a step deeper into the heart of a mystery that refused to be forgotten.
Also, they've got £30,000 to give to me. They should put $30,000 into fixing this path, this gate, this bridge. Come on. Get your act together, lady. Like, look at this. The bridge is cracked. There's a thing missing here. A wall. Get that one fixed first, lady, before you start paying your detective. Oh, so you're just going to let me waltz in without even meeting with me? Westland Asylum.
The stillness feels heavy, like it's hiding something.
A place of hope and healing. At Westland Asylum, we believe that the path to recovery begins with compassion, understanding, and the most advanced techniques of mental health care. Our institution offers a tranquil haven for those seeking respite from the trials of the mind. Alrighty. Well, we'll be sure to visit there later, can't we? Oh, there's a mirror, but I am unable to be seen in it. Oh no, I am able to be seen. Is that me? Yeah, kind of. Either that or it's the thing behind me. Oh yeah, it is just reflecting the thing behind me. Okay. And it's cracked. Again, pay for that first. Western Society of Fine Arts, 15th of February, 1923. Your Ladyship, that's when the Titanic roughly left, right? I write to you on behalf of the Western Society of Fine Arts regarding the exhibition currently on display at our gallery, which features several works by your daughter, Miss Elodie Forsyth. While we fully appreciate the remarkable talent and artistry evinced in her work, it is with great regret that we must inform you of a matter of concern. Several of the Society's patrons, particularly among the more sensitive members of our community, have found Miss Forsyth's paintings to be of a highly disturbing nature. We have received numerous complaints from mothers remarking that the artwork has caused distress to their children, and some ladies reported feelings of unease. People don't understand art, do they? There is a growing sentiment that the pieces are unsuitable for public exhibition, which means that they should be shown, particularly in a space frequented by young and impressionable minds. It was the utmost respect and consideration that we kindly request your ladyship to arrange for the removal of Miss Forsyth's paintings from the current display. We understand that this may cause disappointment, but we feel that it is necessary to preserve the decorum and sensibilities of our gallery's visitors. We'll be honoured to work with you in finding a more appropriate venue to exhibit Miss Forsyth's art, where a unique vision can be appreciated by a more discerning and prepared audience. We trust you will understand our position in this delicate matter, and we look forward to hearing from you at your earliest convenience. Couldn't they just put a room up that's R18? With the deepest respect, yours faithfully, Sir Arthur Wellesley, Secretary, the Westland Society of Fine Arts. I want to see these paintings
It
now.
seems Elodie had a passion for art, but her style wasn't exactly well received. Disturbing from the looks of it.
Alright, well, what about this one here?
The door's chained up with a padlock. Looks like I'll need to find the key.
I didn't even notice that until I clicked on it.
This painting, it's rather grim. There's something deeply unsettling about it. Almost like it carries a shadow of its own.
This is one of LD's paintings. It is rather well done. I would love to see that in a gallery.
A blue moon. Fitting for a place haunted by its own secrets.
How can you tell? I mean, like, obviously the light coming in is blue, but that doesn't
Looks
necessarily
like the
make a blue
Countess
moon.
left this for me. It could be useful for getting around the place.
Okay. We can now turn on the lantern. There we go. Yeah. F turns on the lantern. I was going to say it doesn't tell us how. We have to, like, watch our wax reserves or something like that. I mean, it's just a flame at the end of the day. Follow the trail of green lights to investigate past events. Like here, for example. My lady, I will kindly ask that once the midday service is complete, you grant me a few moments of your time in the library. Joan Merver, your housekeeper. Okay.
So, the housekeeper left a note for the Countess, asking her to meet here on the day of the murder. I wonder what truly happened during that encounter. Very well. Let's piece the events together, step by step.
Oh, this is cool. I like this idea for a mystery game. I mean, it's kind of, like, obvious, right? Like, and I guess that it's using all of the stuff that's actually in the room as to be able to piece things together. But this all happened 20 years ago, so, John, I wouldn't really, like, fixate on this as evidence. Lots of things could have happened in the 20 years. Even if the houses have been touched, things
Looks
could
like
have moved
someone
around.
arranged tea in the library that day. The housekeeper's cup is still here. Tea spilled across the table. She never got to drink it.
That is an old stain. A very old stain.
Lipstick stains. Same shade the Countess wore when she visited my office.
And very old lipstick stain.
An empty envelope. Did the housekeeper hand the Countess a letter?
Surely this place would be crawling with insects. You can't really keep insects out of an old house like this. But what do I know? Maybe I'm just going crazy. Alrighty. What, anything else here?
Looks like this is the Fordside family book, showing some of their ancestors.
So, Alaric Forsyth, 1798 to 1873. An astronomer and a romantic who saw in the stars metaphors for his loneliness. In 1842, during a total eclipse, he swore that the diamond ring around the moon was the spirit of his wife Eleanor, who died giving birth. From that moment on, his telescope never ceased to aim at the sun, seeking to capture that eternal moment. Okay, you can change the page. But this way is nothing. Shrapnel scar on her cheek. Oh yes, hands hardened by the iron and mud of balaclava. Amid the roar of the Crimean kittens, her silver medical kit, now stained with gunpowder and memory, are not only wounds but the hidden truth behind a colonel's death. They say she swore to protect that secret, and that the oath still lingers within these walls. Lady Eleanor Fordside. Lord Cedric Fordside. A man with a prominent nose and a wandering soul, whose steps traced paths with only blank maps had once lain. Cartographer to Queen Victoria, and he devoted his life to naming the unnameable jungles that swallowed expedition, rivers that erased borders, and villages whose names only he remembered. His globe, now cracked by time, the salt of 1,000 seas, bears between its meridians the scars of a man who preferred to get lost rather than return. And finally, Lady Isolde Fordyce, a penis with the ethereal hands and a drowned heart, after losing her beloved in the wreck of the SS Meridian. Her nocturnes became unnamed requiems. Her final composition, Elegy in Blue, rests on the ebony music stand in the library. His notes sketch waves that never kiss the shore, and its pauses echo the silence of a ring never given. How wonderful. Is that perfect, even, I would say. We also learnt that there was the music, wasn't there?
2 chairs. One of them knocked over.
Anything else?
It seems they met here. But something went wrong during the conversation.
Okay, so we just need to have a look at the chair.
I
What's
am
that?
very angry.
Yeah,
After all
LG
these
blue.
years of service, this is how you repay me? Walking away like this?
I'm sorry, madam, but the situation has become unbearable. My bags are already packed.
I mean, I would agree. It is quite unbearable, isn't it? Yeah, so, I mean, if the house hasn't been touched for 20 years, it explains why some of the disservices in the house, right? But, it doesn't explain why we're able to, like, remember this, for example. But, no, maybe we'll
The
figure it
Fordside
out.
family crest. A rampant dragon.
Oh,
A
yeah.
time-honoured symbol across European heraldry. Particularly among the English and the Welsh.
There you go, you might be able to see it better now. It looks quite...
The lock has been concealed. And this door must open by some other means. Another painting by Elodie. There's something deeply disturbing about her work.
I don't think so, really. I would, you know, these people in their constitutions, how unbearable, right? They see one piece of mildly upsetting art, and they're like, we need to shut this gallery down. What's this one? It's just black. Oh, well. Like, that one's not offensive at all.
The Countess threw the housekeeper out in a fit of rage. In her haste, the housekeeper forgot one of her bags. What was it that unsettled the housekeeper enough to abandon her post so suddenly?
Judging by the dialogue that they had, it sounded like she refused to work here under the conditions, right? So maybe she wasn't getting paid enough, or something like that. Or maybe she didn't feel respected, or maybe she felt like she was being, you know, forced to do too many things. It's hard to know. We've got more greenness over here, so we probably need to investigate something in this area, right? What do you think exactly? So she's got one bag. Are you the... You're the housekeeper. Alright. You dropped this on the floor. Not that I can investigate that. But, maybe from this side? What is that exactly? It's like a tag. It was a tag on the luggage. Oh, there's something at the fireplace as well.
Lady Fordside, still seething, burned something in the fireplace.
Now, there's no way we're able to find out what this thing that she burned is after 20 years, right? Ah. My lady, a breach decision, though, weighs heavily upon my heart. To sever the ties that have long bound me to this household. Since the reign of King William IV, my family has served Bloomsbury with unwavering loyalty and steadfastness, marked by discretion and a faithful execution of our duties. Well, there are limits to all things, and as of late, this house has been frequented by certain individuals whose presence is wholly at odds with the principles to which my lineage is so devoted. It is no coincidence that our family motto is Oblatus, signifying something offered or consecrated. We are vessels of an ideal, the custodians of the most deep-rooted traditions and the bastions of the eternal values of our nation. This house has forsaken all of this, and you well know the reasons why. Please do not concern yourself. I too understand why you have allowed this. Rest assured, I do not judge you harshly, just as I hope you understand my reasons. As my family says, Forster, best wishes. Joan Merver, housekeeper of Bloomsbury Manor. So it sounds like the housekeeper thought it was a good idea to leave because of something that upset her, or someone that
The
upset her in the
housekeeper
house.
Seems something, or someone, troubled her greatly. Enough to break the long-standing family tradition tying her to this place.
Yes. And it seems more likely that it might have been the lady that did these paintings. What's her name? Eliota? Something like that. Because that was upsetting everyone, right? So we've had a look at this now. Yeah. That might restart the whole lob. No, it didn't. Good. Okay. So we can look at the things that have been knocked over or knocked around. I would kind of the... Okay, yeah, so that's just when she resigns.
A globe resting in a beautiful wooden stand.
Okay. I wanted to have a look at what we could possibly do to open this. Now, it may have something to do with the bus, but I don't really know. Maybe the bus have to look at various people? Like who? But I don't really recognize them too well. Oh, this is the lady with the scar on her face. So she was engaged to... Well, let's go back and have a look. The lady with the scar on her face was married to the guy with... Not the guy with the beard. The other person. Was married to the guy with this one. This here. And he was like a... he was in love with astronomy. This guy never ceased to aim at the sun. The wife Eleanor, yeah. So maybe Alaric is looking at the telescope, or maybe his wife is looking at him, or maybe the wife is looking at the telescope. Because I don't see him, but I do see the old man. So it's the old man, this lady. So this lady would be the other one. So we need her facing straight. There we go. We need you facing straightish. No. And no, there. Perfect. Alrighty. So you look like you are looking directly at your lady friend over here, and you need to look at the telescope, in my humble opinion, because this will be looking directly at the sun. Okay, let's try that and see if that works. We didn't hear a click or anything, but perhaps no. Okay, well, let's have a look at this again in this case. Astronomer and romantic, yep. In 1942, during a total eclipse, he saw that wandering around the moon was the spirit of his wife Eleanor. Right. His first could never cease to aim at the sun, seeking to capture that tender moment. Scar. Amid the roar of the right, her silver medical kit, now stained with gunpowder and memory, are not only wounds but the hidden truth behind a colonel's death. That way that she sought to protect that secret, and that the earth still lingers within these walls. Our lady is old like algae and blue, that's right. A pianist with ethereal hands and a red heart, losing her brow over it in the wreck of the SS American, who not to become resumes. Their final composition, Elegy in Blue, rests in the ebony music stand in the library. It's no sketch waves that never catch the score. Right. A man with a prominent nose and a wandering soul, his steps travelled paths where an blank maps had once lay. So he was a cartographer. And villages. His globe now cracked by time and the salt of 1,000 seas bears between his meridians. The scars of a man who prefer to get lost rather than return. Right, okay. So he likes the globe, so maybe it's more that like we point them towards the stuff that they like. So she likes the medical kit, wherever that is. And you like the well, that's your wife, but you like the telescope. So let's point you at the telescope, my good friend. Just this way. Because we could pair them wife by wife as well. But it seems more likely that we point them at the things that they like, right? You like the map, which is over here. You like the music, which is over this way. Over this way. Thank you. Alright, this way. You've almost figured it out. And one more, thank you. Alright, now you should be pointing directly at the thing. You like your medical kit, which I cannot find right now, but I'll have a quick little look around and see if I can find it. Does this sit up here? No. Does this sit over here? Perhaps. Nope. Did it say anything about where it lays? It said, now stand with gunpowder and memory. Okay. Where are we? Is this thing? Is it on the shelves on the other side, perhaps? No, maybe. What's this? It's just a book. Okay, nothing up there. Alright. Well, I can just try her in every position, though. I'd like... Oh, there it is. Okay. Perfect. So let's have her face that way. There we go. Perfect. So that opened the door. Again, John, we're investigating a 20-year-old dilapidated
This
house.
must
Just
have
break
been
it
some
down.
sort of private study for the Countess.
The Countess is not expecting us to leave all her traps open, you know?
A British passport. Lord Fordside was undoubtedly a man of the world.
It wasn't Greenback.
An old pocket watch. It probably belonged to Lord Fordside, Lady Margaret's husband.
Lady Margaret Fordside, I'm writing to you as the attending physician of Ward 2 to provide an update on your daughter Elodie's progress. It is with great pleasure that I report her notable improvement. Elodie now confides that she no longer experiences dark thoughts. Most importantly, the nightmares have subsided, and she has begun to communicate more amicably with her fellow patients, a crucial step in her recovery. Elodie has asked me to relay her request. She would like you to bring her amber necklace when you visit this Sunday. I'll continue to keep you informed of her progress. Respectively, Dr. Mulder, Chief Psychiatrist, Westland Asylum.
Elodie
So-
was committed to a psychiatric facility. But she supposedly recovered from whatever ailed her.
That's what I was going
This
to
looks
say.
like the key to the main hall. Could be my way into the heart of the house.
Perfect. I'll put that in my pocket for later.
Lady Margaret and a young woman. I suppose it's Elodie. They look happy. It was undoubtedly a better time.
She's rather beautiful, isn't she? She reminds me of the nurse that we saw earlier. So she was at a psychiatric hospital, though she seemed to get over it. I wonder when she was put into the psychiatric hospital. Was that after the housekeeper left? Because if so, that makes sense, right? She must have been like, oh, you scared the housekeeper. You need to get your mental state in check, Elodie. Go to see a psychiatrist. And then the psychiatrist was like, yo, take this opium, you'll be all good. Yeah, there's a massive tree growing in the middle of the house. Where's it getting its food from? I guess from enormous tree in the heart of the mansion. This is not an ordinary house. I guess it's getting it from...
This door is locked as well. If the Countess wanted me to investigate, why didn't she leave the doors open?
It's getting through from the soil, but it's not getting a lot of soil, is it? It must have its roots out wide to be able to get enough food and water. I suppose it gets its water from the stream that we walked past on our way here. Which might explain
Layers
why
of dried oil paint, left untouched for 20 years. It's as if time stopped the moment Elodie laid down her brush. Feels like the room's holding its breath, waiting for something to stir.
Which might explain why
The
the
grand
bridge
ship on the open sea.
went out.
The sinking of a ship.
So she's drawing like a
Looks
story.
like the last painting Elodie was working on was of a ship at sea. The whole gallery is filled with maritime references. She seemed quite obsessed with it.
Maybe this is in reference to the sinking of the
A
Titanic.
man with his back turned, watching a ship go down.
Another.
This door appears to lead out to the back garden. Locked with a padlock. I'll need to find the key.
Well, isn't it lucky that we get a key right here?
Looks like some sort of clue.
Trace the tree's journey from birth to decay.
Trace
Follow the
the
path
tree's
of the
journey
artist in the
from birth
thoughtful
to
display.
decay.
Arrange the four
Follow the
stages
path
and
of
the
the
door
artist
will
in a thoughtful
obey.
display.
Unlock the path here.
Arrange the 4 stages
As
and
an
the door
art
will
latch,
obey. Unlock the path ahead as art light.
Yeah. I read it faster. Drawing and dining room. Okay, no. My lady, I must confess, never before has anyone requested something of this nature from me. I believe I am capable of the task, but I must inform you that it will require a significant sum. Certain parts would need to be specially crafted in the city. I must first commission the necessary plans. What you are asking for is a piece of internet engineering, but rest assured there will be no more ingenious way to restrict access to certain areas of the house. If it pleases you, I propose to delineate the spaces as follows. Area A, private quarters. Area B, guest quarters. And Area C, kitchens and servants' quarters. I provided a sample mechanism for Area C, adhering to your original concept. I would greatly appreciate prompt response so that I may proceed with ordering the remaining mechanisms. Thomas Blacksmith. So Thomas Blacksmith
Lady
obviously
Margaret
did
took
all the
special care to
mechanisms.
secure the house, restricting access to certain areas.
I wonder if this is the dining rooms. No, this is a 5-digit code. We do not have a 5-digit code at the moment, so we cannot go that way. And this one is also a 5-digit code. Let's go back downstairs in that case and see if we can't go to the dining rooms. I imagine that this is this one. Perfect. We've got more of her paintings. I see that they're kind of repeating now. Oh, okay. And we've got some kind of painting.
Some of these paintings are really dark and sinister.
This is exactly the same one we saw in the other room, my friend. You don't need to
A
pretend
young
it's
woman
darkness.
screaming in the middle of the darkness.
Now that one's a bit disturbing, but nothing like I've never seen before, so... Okay, so we can angle a fair few of these. Ah, this is where the puzzle came from. From life, death, right? Of trees. So that's definitely a baby tree. So there might be a babier tree around. What's this one? Like a 3/4 glowing tree. I've got my flashlight. Is it? There we go. Alrighty. Let's go have a look at this
This
one
looks
here.
like Elodie's diary. Let's see what her last entries reveal.
Hello, Elodie. Yeah, this elegy in blue that you're writing here.
I'm absolutely over the moon. Walter has written to say he is coming. I met him at the Western Sanatorium, and we have grown so very close. He was there recovering from the trauma of a shipwreck, where he tragically lost his companions. By sheer luck, he was rescued, but not before spending an entire year on an island living amongst the natives. He truly is an adventurer.
This must be why you drew so many shipwrecks. Though that might scare your new Amor idea.
I'm so happy. Walter has finally arrived. I must admit, I am utterly captivated by him. I invited him to visit, and he gave me his word he wouldn't fail to come as soon as he was able to leave. And now he's finally here. I can scarcely contain my joy. It feels as though all the darkness has faded away.
I think Ella's a bit older than you. Hello, Elodie. You might want to think about that.
They looked so in love. So happy. I wonder what became of Walter after Elodie died.
There's a dead tree, and over here there's a bigger tree, and over here I thought I saw a different tree in this area. But if those are the only two trees, then I think that we've got the order pretty much correct. And that we press this one over here. Where was it? One that's like this. And then we press this one. That was easy enough. It was kind of in order in human. We didn't even have to really think about it, did we? I only noticed that there were trees 2/4 of the way through. Bring my flashlight back up, game. Ah, this is microwave. No, radio. Okay. I don't think microwaves are invented yet. So, makes sense. Alright, what do we got here?
A boarded up door. The access to the servants' quarters appears to be blocked for some reason.
I feel like the servants have got quite a bit of an easier puzzle. All they have to do is remove these boards to be able to
Something
get to this
definitely
stuff.
happened here. Was it a struggle?
I wouldn't necessarily say so. It could just be that people left in a hurry.
It looks like this vase was shattered. Not just dropped, but smashed with intent.
Now, how are you exactly telling that? Doesn't really look smashed with intent. I mean, this looks intentional. You wouldn't remove the stovetop off a stove unless you've had, like, to clean it, for example. A crowbar. Oh well, we'll take that for later. We'll use that on the door next to us.
A silver knife is missing, and it's nowhere to be found. Likely taken by the same person who caused all this destruction.
Maybe the housekeeper. She took it to fund her life.
Some of these
she
tools
left.
have been bent, likely trampled over.
Okay, yeah, so the housekeeper was rather nasty on her leaving. And there's nothing to see this way, it's all full of junk. Okay, well, let's go back to the servants' quarters then, and we'll get these off. That was easy enough, wasn't it? This game is
Looks like
rather
the crowbar
scary.
is broken.
It's rather airy, isn't it? That's probably the best word.
Lady Margaret, after the death of her daughter, dismissed the staff and left the mansion.
By order of Lady Forsyth, following the funeral of her beloved daughter, Elodie, you are kindly requested to proceed to the main hall of the estate where you should each receive a payment equal to 3 months' wages. With this gesture, your service to this household should come to an end. Lady Forsyth extends her deepest gratitude for your hospitality and devoted service. I wonder how much 3 wages was. Like $2 to £2? Hard to know.
A backgammon board. One of the oldest board games.
They're just... This is such a confusing game. Because Black has managed to move all of its starting players over to the middle here. But White has still got many in the starting area. But they've managed to move 2 over here. I feel like Black has taken much more turns than White have. But who knows? Because normally you would start with the White being over here and Black being over here. On the top right corner here. So they've been playing wrong or something else. Attention staff, whilst the installation of the new security systems in the chambers of A and B is underway, the following codes have been established. Area B is 34982, and Area A seems to start with a 2. But we've got at least Area B, 34982, which I will not remember.
Miss Marva apparently knew her way around the tarot. What a dreadful spread, and what a chilling omen it revealed. Evil approaches. It will bring death, and lay ruin to the house and all who dwell within.
But this must be why she left us, because she got this tarot card, this tarot reading. And she got all major arcana, no minor arcana. And she got the devil, death, and the tower. It's truly an ominous sign. Though death doesn't necessarily always mean that death is on the way. It could also mean a lot of things. There's a
doll pierced with an awl. A warning?
yes, what does it mean? Is it like a... what do you call it? Dear Mother, I wish I could tell you that all is well and that I am happy here at the Countess's household. Miss Miller, the housekeeper, takes good care of me. Lady Margaret sees no one but her daughter. According to Mrs. Miller, she fears some kind of relapse in manner is falling apart day by day. But the worst of it, Mother, is that man, that Dark. He lurks in the straightaway corners of the house where I am cleaning or carrying out my task and throws himself at me. He is incredibly strong, his great hand seize me and I feel completely helpless. At night I am afraid to go to the laboratory. There in the dim solitude I feel watched by something wicked, and the deep spectral breathing leaves me frozen with fear. Only Mrs. Burwer has listened to me. I believe she too understands that this man is a great danger, one that will sooner or later bring about a tragedy. She and I are exhausted, yours affectionately. So there seems to be some kind of ghost or spirit or poltergeist or something like that. Or another sergeant.
A good way to motivate the staff.
Stupid. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a great way to motivate the staff. There's a Jesus over here. Sancta.
No doubt. This is the cook's room.
Is this locked? Or am I frozen? I'm frozen. What does this note say? Can I perhaps read it? I think it says Timothy, right? Let's say, for Sunday, I must remember to go to the market to buy the missing ingredients. Okay. It seems to be on some kind of... Oh, okay, this is just a reflective tile on this side. Why is that? I'll put that into my mind bank for later. Right now we've got a code, so we probably should have a look at
A
that
pair
code.
of blood-stained scissors stuck in the sink basin. Deeply unsettling.
Alrighty, well let's go have a look at putting that code in. I just want to quickly look, double check if I haven't missed anything over here. What was that code again as well? I'm just going to double check that. 34982. Okay, 34982. I'm sure I'll remember that on my way upstairs. Okay. Anything else we want to quickly look at? No. I wanted to have a look at this, but yeah, it seems like it was meant to open, but I managed to fail that interaction for whatever reason, right?
Is there someone else in the house?
Well, there might be. There may be that spirited. Hello? Oh yes, there is someone in the house. Let's run, quickly.
Who the devil is that man? He had a knife. I'm completely in the dark here. I don't think he saw me.
Well, he may not have. Wonder if he's still here. No, he's moved. Okay.
Those poor souls. Tragedy seems to have cast a long shadow over this family.
I wonder if that was the man that was mentioned in the note. The dark man. Something's been shoved out of the way. I didn't think that this game would be as scary as it is. 34982. Do you reckon this is area A? What? 9, 8, 2. Aha! There we go. Perfect. Alright, while we're here, let's turn our flashlight on. Hopefully he won't see us while we're here.
Another boarded up door. The question is, was it sealed before the murder? And why?
No, John, the more important question is, why the F did you throw away your crowbar after one use? Did it break? Because if so, it's a shitty crowbar, and if not, why did you
This
throw
must
it
be
away?
Walter Brandon's room.
Walter Brandon. So, that's the husband, right?
A model ship. Mr. Brandon must have felt a deep yearning for the sea.
Oh, is this the guy that was on the sea and
A compass and a sextant. Tools of a sailor.
feelings for Elodie? And I think it's
An empty
that we saw
bottle.
earlier.
It smells of good rum. The diary of Walter Brandon. Perhaps it holds some clues about who he was, and what his involvement in this case might be.
Perhaps. Let's open it. There's a candelabra on the bed. Is it candelabra? Front camera?
I am terrified that man has found me. I fear something dreadful is about to happen. Tonight as I awoke, I saw him, standing at the foot of my bed. I could not make out his face, but his knife. The gleam of its blade shone in the darkness. I sprang up suddenly, determined to confront this stranger. Grabbing the heavy candlestick from the nightstand, I hurled it with all my strength. He vanished into the dark.
Okay, so everyone is kind of seeing the spirit. What on earth happened? I read and then I saw nothing else. Is there any more greenness around here? Just this one, I think. Anything over this way, perhaps? Hurled it into the dark, eh? So you hurled it this way, maybe you struck the mirror there? Ah, aha, there's something here. A handprint in the mirror. Ah, the guy. Right.
Coming here was a grave mistake. He has followed me, watching and lurking in dark corners, waiting to surprise me. I dare not tell Elodie. She would think the one thing I dread most for her to believe. I see him again from the window, watching me. His long hair and beard obscure his face, and he still holds that knife. He means to kill me.
I mean, we saw him earlier before, so you're not entirely insane. You might be a little insane, but...
I am losing my faculties. It is best I return to the ship. Everyone seems to be conspiring against me. The housekeeper despises me, accusing me of misconduct. Perhaps I'm not a man of refinement, but I know what respect is. Yet this morning, as I awoke from my rest, she was enraged with me. It was of no use to tell her I had slept peacefully. An external maid who comes to clean was crying and accusing me of having approached her in an unseemly manner. I would never do such a thing. I am a sailor, a man of the world. I know how to conduct myself.
I believe you, man. I think that this ghost is just framing you. I mean, it worked on me for a little bit, so I can imagine that it might have worked on them as
The
well.
last entry in the diary, dated the very night of the murder.
My beloved Elodie, why can you not believe this poor sailor, who only wishes to love you? I have left everything behind. My ship, the sea, all my world, just to be by your side as you asked me to. Damn it. I can hear the man with the knife coming up the stairs from the hall. I need to hide.
I think she believed you after tonight because the man with the knife did
Walter
come.
was terrified. What in the devil was happening here? It seems this trunk was all Walter owned. I should take a look at it.
So he didn't manage to escape onto a boat. It's rather distressing for him, isn't it? Okay.
Looks like the key to the back garden. I better head back to the staircase gallery. Pretty sure I saw a door to the outside there.
Yeah, but I've got other things I would like to investigate.
A photograph of Elodie. No doubt Walter cared for her deeply.
And a nice fedora.
Seems I'm not the only one with a fondness for hats.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so that's everything, but probably we'll see the man with the knife again. Though I do know that he's just a spirit, so obviously we can just attack him with this here lantern and be fine. He won't stab us to death like he did Elodie, or maybe the man in the trunk. So it seems like he left after the death of Walter. Of Elodie. Yeah. Alrighty, we're back outside. Though we're in
The
the
killer
back
likely
outside.
fled through the rear door of the house.
Probably. What do we got here? A big tree that's fallen down, a greenhouse. I'd love to check out the greenhouse first. Let's have a look in there, see if we can find anything cool. Anything in particular interesting or worthwhile knowing or anything like that? A lot of vegetables. They're well grown. Again, I probably would say that they wouldn't be alive after 20 years if they haven't been looked after, cared for. I mean, vegetables can last a long time, but they need water, and I don't see any like in-house sprinkling systems or anything like that. Although this is more mesh, right? So maybe rain could come in here rather than glass. Hard to tell, but yeah, that's my thoughts right now.
At that old fountain in the garden. Now little more than a basin of stagnant water. One can still make out the faint impressions of bloodied hands.
So this is where Elodie
Seems
died.
almost certain the killer stopped here,
Oh no.
in a hurried attempt to wash away some of the blood spattered across his body.
Assuming it's a his, I see. Probably the man with the knife, I imagine that you mean. Any more green stuff, or was that just it? Okay, let's continue this way, I guess.
The gate still bears the macabre traces of
This
that
is a
old
blood as
tragedy,
well.
like a silent witness, pointing to the path taken by that murderous beast as he fled.
Oh, try not to be negative, but generally blood wouldn't be this red after 20 years either. And it would have been washed off by rain. I imagine they had rain sometime in the 20 years. But yeah. These are just nitpicky statements. I'm really enjoying the game so far. I am actually really loving it. I'm loving the atmosphere, I'm loving the story, I'm loving the way like the voice acting is done. It's kind of perfect, to be honest. We can't climb up here either. Okay. So I'm guessing that there's obviously something that we need to find around here. It's just finding it. That's the question. So maybe we could go through that padlocked gate now that we know that the killer went through it. No. So we know that the killer exited that way. This bird bath has been destroyed. Can we climb up this way, perhaps? Smack through this here. Grab a crowbar, perhaps? I guess that's the next thing that we need to do, right? Grab a crowbar for upstairs. Okay. Resting in this here. Greenhouse. Let's go through it.
Here's the missing kitchen knife. Undoubtedly the murder weapon.
There's some clothes here as well that I missed earlier.
It's clear that the man who killed Elodie discarded his blood-stained clothing during his escape.
He had like what? Same shoe size as me as well? Probably like his
Despite
size
his
8
injuries,
like.
the killer rid himself of anything that might incriminate him before fleeing the scene. The boots, the coat, even the knife. It's a chilling thought, but those very items remind me of the figure seen lurking near the manor. The same figure Walter Brandon spoke of with such dread. And perhaps the very one who was said to have harassed the maids.
It looks
That
like Walter
mysterious
Brandon
presence
as well.
was, in all likelihood, the murderer of Elodie Fordside.
Maybe it's someone that was also on a ship. Maybe it was also a shipmate or a shipman. Anything other greens around here? Well, I mean, there's plenty of greens around here, am I right? That's not the greens I'm looking for. Okay. Let's see. Maybe that's the only little green that we had in this area. Yeah. He's been very bright, isn't he? Aha. There we go.
This ought to do the trick for that boarded-up room upstairs, just by Walter Brandon's room.
Perfect. Alrighty, let's go and see what we can see up in the Brandon room. Now that we've got this, perhaps we could be able to bust our way in. Well, I mean, we will be able to. Okay, hopefully the crowbar didn't break this time around.
Lord Fordside was a gifted artist, no doubt, but his work betrayed a dark and tormented soul.
I like it.
This unfinished fallen angel stirs in me a curious sense of unease, almost repulsion.
Did a good butt crack. Good form as well. Nice stomach that he's drawn there.
A sharpening wheel. Lord Fordside likely crafted his own chisels, unlabeled liquor bottles. The damp and the passing years have likely worn away whatever once marked them. There's a distinct scent of wormwood, the plant at the heart of absinthe. Thujone, its active compound, could provoke hallucinations. Visions said to come straight from the goddess Artemis herself.
That's true. That was the exact fact I was going to say. To this day, 3 years since his disappearance, I still catch myself entering this room, expecting to find him there, exhausted yet sleepless, labouring without pause, shut away for days on end without food or rest, carving his final dreadful and chilling masterpiece. With those eyes, mad, haunted, the same eyes that seem to afflict every Fordside ear without exception. The very same enigmatic, sorrowful gaze that I find myself recognizing more and more in Elodie's face with each passing day. The day I saw her, scarcely 3 years old, create her first drawing, I knew then she too was lost. I cursed this wretched inheritance, so steeped in misfortune. Tomorrow I shall take Elodie to the sanatorium. With therapy in a controlled environment, perhaps then she might be able to do something. She might begin to improve. I shall not allow the Fornside legacy to take Elodie from me as well. 25741. Okay, so that'll be the other clue for downstairs. 25741. Well, that's easy enough, isn't it? And we're running out of the house very quickly. So this might be a shorter game. Would be nice. 25741. 41. There we go. Perfect. We saw it 2 earlier on the thing as well, so I guess that's how we knew that one was for that one, I guess.
The door is locked. I'll need to find the key.
Someone's been bleeding all over it as well, so it'd probably be a blood stain key. The guy, oh, he's just down there. Let's be quiet. Go
Him
away,
again.
thing.
Who the bloody hell are you?
Don't say anything. What? It is doing a staring competition here? Because I won't blink as long as you don't blink, my friend. Have you disappeared now? Nope. Okay, what have I walked past now? Okay, so he's still staring at me. Well, too bad, I'm gonna go into this room.
Looks like it belongs to a woman. Lady Margaret? The bed is made. The Countess hadn't yet gone to bed on the night of the murder.
So she lied to us. Okay. What a liar. Maybe she has something to do with the death. There's keys here as well.
This is a nightmare. I am deeply concerned for Elodie. The housekeeper has long been warning me about Walter. I have made some inquiries, and nothing is as it seems. Elodie remains blissfully happy with him in the house. I am at my wit's end. Since her return from the sanatorium, she has been positively radiant, a true beacon of light. They go out together and seem to have a splendid time. He appears very close to her. This is
I should finish gathering all the clues from the Countess's room
Ah, so
before
he is
exploring other parts of the
disappeared now.
house.
Yeah. Let's grab these.
It's a damn fine bottle of wine. And no one in their right mind would open a vintage like this and leave it abandoned. Unless something rather urgent interrupted the evening.
It's not opened. It's been corked. Oh, maybe it has been
It
opened.
seems Lady Margaret was reading in the chair that evening. The book's still open. Right where she left it.
Last night I heard him scream. He seemed to be in the throes of a panic attack. I approached on tiptoe to the guest quarters, and then suddenly I was struck with terror. An insane, maniacal laughter echoed through the night.
Yeah, I don't think it
It
is
did
him.
not sound like him. The following morning, Walter and Elodie went out to sail on the pond. Everything appeared normal, and he was the most charming he has ever been.
My other thought is that maybe he's got like split personalities because of PTSD from being on that island. But don't feel like it's going that way because the guy saw the man with the knife so often. But maybe
Something
it
made
is.
of glass is shattered here.
Maybe it is going that way. So she dropped the wine glass, but someone broke in.
Oh
Oops.
my God, what is that noise? It's coming from Elodie's room.
What? So she got
The fireplace
the wine
tools,
out.
all knocked over on the floor. And unless my eyes deceive me, the poker appears to be missing.
So she grabbed the poker and went to attack Walter.
Oh my God, Elodie!
Yeah, okay.
Lady Margaret, quite agitated, grabbed the fireplace poker and rushed toward Elodie's room.
Hello, Kaika. How are you doing? So she rushed towards Elodie's room, eh? So Elodie's room's that way. We know that, but yeah, there's nothing more to glean in this area before I leave. Oh, we can grab these keys.
A key. Likely the one to Elodie's room.
Okay.
Lady
perfect.
Margaret lied to me. She hadn't taken any sleeping draught that night. She could have heard the attack and rushed to see what was happening. Why did she hide this from me?
Because she didn't want you to find out that she was
I
involved in the
investigate,
murder.
the more convoluted it all seems. I should head to Elodie's room to search for answers.
She wanted to draw attention away from her, or maybe she felt guilty this entire 20 years. And she wanted to see what was happening.
Photograph of Elodie Fordside and Walter Brandon. If my memory serves me right, it looks like it was taken at Westland Asylum.
Yes, it does. So they were in the asylum together.
There was a struggle here. Clear as day. Not a clean break-in. The killer wasn't subtle.
Yeah, it was very dangerous, isn't it? I mean, there's blood left everywhere. Surely we should be able to figure out who this killer was. I really do think it maybe it was Margaret at this stage, trying to protect Elodie
dried
from
blood.
Walter, who had
There's no
got
doubt now.
PTSD.
This was the scene of the crime.
And there's another little
A rag doll
ragdoll
tossed
here.
on the floor. I'd wager it used to sit neatly on the bed. Either it was knocked over in the scuffle, or perhaps Elodie dropped it herself in the panic.
Yeah,
Judging by
reminds me
the
of
sheer
voodoo
brutality
dolls.
of the crime, we can almost certainly conclude the killer was a man of considerable build.
Especially
The
the one-
blood-stained coat, found alongside the greenhouse knife, suggests that the mysterious figure seen loitering nearby may, in fact, be the very same individual who committed the murder. They say the killer always returns to the scene of the crime. But 20 years have passed. Why now? Let's
think
attempt
he's
to
a ghost.
reconstruct the events, just as they might have unfolded that night, and try to understand precisely what happened.
Okay. We'll do that in a minute, yeah. What I was saying before is that this doll reminds me of the one downstairs with the owl pierced through it. So perhaps that was the killer's calling card, was the owl, or like leaving a rag doll at the scene that resembled the person. We'll find
A
out in a
teacup
minute, I
on
guess.
the bedside table. Elodie must have lain down that night, perhaps already drifting to sleep.
I feel like I'm making a lot of assumptions in these memories. The teacup being here does not necessarily prove that she was drinking out of it. I mean, there's not even any tea stains in here. And you know what they say about assumptions, right? Anything else that is green in this area? There's something on the door here.
The door's lock, completely broken, indicates someone forced their way into the room, likely startling Elodie awake.
And he's got the knife in his hand as well. So he came this way, went this way, attacked Elodie, pushed over this chair.
Elodie tried to flee, but the killer cornered her near the vanity. She lost her balance and fell, breaking the dresser and chair.
I feel like he doesn't look like Walter at all, though. Because Walter's got less of a beard than this guy, and he's white-haired as well. So unless the memory is deliberately lying to us, I think that this is someone different.
The killer dragged her to the bed against her will. In the struggle, one of the vases fell from the mantelpiece.
Bang. Maybe Margaret wanted us to investigate it so that we would get murdered as well. Maybe we're the only investigator that can actually solve this
On
crime.
the bed, the killer stabbed her mercilessly, again and again, staining the sheets with blood.
But what did Margaret do? She was coming this way with the poker. So, do we find out what happened with that?
That's when Lady Margaret arrived, striking the killer with the fireplace poker, knocking him away from Elodie.
Oh, good. Okay, perfect.
Wounded, the killer fled the scene. But it was already too late. Elodie was already dead.
Yeah, it was Margaret in this case. So is she running after him? Because, like, she still had the poker, right? She could have kept on following after him, stabbing him as he drifted away. Margaret. This is why she threw away the note, I see. Because Walter was also not seen again after this period, so maybe Walter and the killer are one and the same.
The old Bloomsbury mansion. It choked my thoughts. It had that kind of sadness that seeps into your bones like old damp.
I can see
And
if
that
he grew
sudden
out his beard, it
abandonment,
might look the same.
so clear before my eyes, looked like a sinister time capsule.
Here's her drinking, right, the wine. I was wondering why the scene this was for a minute. I was like, I haven't seen this before. She pushes the glass off.
One thing was certain. My next move was to dig up answers about the man with the knife, and about Walter Brandon, the sailor from Westland Asylum, an old, forgotten sanatorium that, 20 years ago, was the scene of a meeting between Elodie Fordside and that Brandon fellow.
Let's get the asylum in that case. Lament of the Forgotten, the old sanatorium loomed in the distance, silent and solemn, a monument to forgotten suffering. It stood like a sleeping giant, its walls steeped in the horrors of another age. John knew that crossing its threshold meant stepping into the labyrinth of the human mind, where the madness of some and the cold indifference of others had turned places like this into breeding grounds for nightmares. A creeping unease settled in as he neared the entrance, a whisper of dread curling at the edges of his thoughts. Yet he pressed on. He needed answers, and he was certain that they lay waiting in the dark. Hopefully the asylum hasn't put a bunch of puzzles in it.
It was an ungodly hour when my battered car crept along the winding, shadowed road leading to Westland Asylum.
Again, looks like this asylum has been shut down for a while.
Was disquieting. The building, forsaken for more than a decade, remained illuminated.
Yeah, by maybe like a single lantern.
Was it some ancient emergency system defying the passage of time? Or was someone awaiting my arrival?
Maybe the man with the knife. We shall find out. Let's go inside.
The
Okay,
front
it's
door,
locked.
sealed shut. As expected. Nothing's ever straightforward, is it? I'll have to find another way in.
Right, well, I've had a look around this side. I imagined that it wasn't this way, and I was right in my assumption of that. But this grass is looking rather interesting with the light bouncing off it, isn't it? It's pretty cool. I like the textures like that. The graphics, again, it continue to astound me. Here's a little generator box. Gilbert, I am leaving now. I've gathered all my belongings, but I see that yours is still here. I've had to return the key to the front entrance, but the passageway leading to the back courtyard remains. I've covered up a bit, but I'm sure you'll remember where it is. The kitchen window is broken, and quite frankly, I don't believe anyone who will come to mend it. You should be able to get in through there without any trouble. Take care.
So, there's an alternative entrance, hidden somewhere in the wall of the asylum.
Well, maybe we'll be able to find it this way. Oh, no. There's a hidden little stone and trellis blocking my way. Maybe here? Whee! We can just wander around here. I bet you the game devs didn't expect us to go back this way. Just judging by the way that the game's been, made out. So, kitchen window. I need to find out. I wonder if it's this way, right? Perhaps. Yes, yeah. This is where you're trying to find it up a bit. Yeah, let me in. Let me in. Perfect. And we'll continue to wander around this way, figure out what's actually going on here. See if anything is my interest. Ah, there's the kitchen window. Perfect. Get in this way. Maybe the people that have lit up the place are just, you know,
Bloody hell.
houseless.
It's pitch black in here. Looks like I've stumbled into what could be the kitchen.
Do you think about bringing your bloody lantern, as usual? Oh, that's noisy.
Damn it. The lantern. It's broken. I'll have to manage without it for now.
Oh, there we go. That's why I couldn't use it earlier. They had a reason to break it later. There's a lantern here, I see. And that's why we couldn't get through that area before.
Some of the
This is
rooms are
also-
completely trashed. I didn't expect the asylum to be in such a state of decay.
Well, there's a lantern here, luckily. Ah. It seems to just fallen off. I'm imagining it's plugged in some way. Nope. Why can't we use this as a lamp? There's a handprint here.
A bloody
Explain this-
handprint.
This.
Someone injured must have leaned against this wall.
It's conjure it up in my mind. Nope. We'll just note it. Nice little office here in the
This
sanatorium.
Westland Asylum was a top place in its good old days.
Place of hope and healing. Under the esteemed direction Dr. Mulder, with distinguished consultation of Dr. Sheridan, expert in modern therapeutic methods, compassion, understanding, and advanced techniques of mental health care, marking the start of recovery. Dr. Mulder's guidance in Drahendiad's progressive therapy and science providing effective treatments for nervous ailments, melancholia, hysteria, and other mental disturbances. Services included restorative risk cures, modern electrotherapy applications, talk therapy, and moral treatment, personalized occupational therapies, holistic and humane care. Westwood Asylum stands at the fore of psychiatric advancement, merging experience and innovation while treating each patient with the dignity of hope. For admissions and inquiries, Westwood Asylum Admissions Office, Fairwood Lane, Westland Country. Okay, interesting. So that is good to know. Anything that's happening here?
May 1922. This letter was written half a year before Elodie's murder. It's possible she was still a patient here at the time.
Maybe she was still a patient, but I doubt it. To Dr. Mulder, Director of the Westland Sanatorium. Sir, in view of the escalating violent incidents with this institution since the arrival of patient B3, we, the undersigned, feel it is our duty to express the following concerns on behalf of the sanitary support staff. Patient B3 requires specialized care and strict oversight, necessitating immediate confinement in the isolation cell. Access to shared or public spaces should be allowed only under the supervision of 2 attendants equipped with tranquilizing injectables. Recent incidents have underscored grave deficiencies in this institution's security measures, revealing its unpreparedness to house patients with such a high degree of aggression. We strongly urge the hospital administration to implement decisive measures without delay. Should our concerns remain unaddressed, we will be compelled to escalate this matter to the National Asylum Workers Union, which has been made aware of our grievances. Respectively, Nurse Florence Norman, on behalf of the sanitary support staff, Western Sanatorium. So B3
The
might be
nurses
the
were
evil guy.
genuinely concerned about the aggression of patient B03.
Yeah. So that might be. We don't know for sure.
The girl? How is the girl?
You mean Miss Elodie Fortside? Don't worry, that bloke didn't lay a finger on her. But you took quite a knock. This is going to smart.
Okay. So this person is looking after this person that was worried about Elodie. Okay. Nothing else in here that I can see that is immediately jumping out at me. Let's go over to the next room here, and see if there's anything else. wonder if there's any more games in the John Morley series. It might be something I need to look into later. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful room.
This file cabinet is now empty. It probably held all the records of the inpatients.
Anything else?
We must formalize the admission of Miss Elodie Fortside. I have her file here.
That girl? What do you think of her?
I don't quite know. She seems a good girl. I do hope she recovers soon.
This lady is so
what
cheeky.
Dr. Mulder thinks of her.
Oh.
Don't be wicked.
You cannot tell me you haven't noticed. Have you seen the way he looks at her?
Shh, hush now. Someone's coming.
He gets a bone.
It seems the nurses were gossiping about a certain Dr. Mulder, who appeared to be especially taken with Elodie.
Yeah. He's in love. Nothing particularly interesting in here. I wonder why we can open it. Perhaps for a puzzle later. Memorandum. Pursuant to the established protocols and regulations of Westland Asylum, in preparation for the forthcoming annual report to the Board of Trustees, Dr. Lenore Sheridan retain custody of the patient records for a duration of 5 days. Members of the medical staff require access to these records during this interval are advised to direct their inquiries to Dr. Sheridan's office between the hours of 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. Sean McCreston, Administrative Secretary.
I need to find Dr. Sheridan's office.
Yes, we do. We will find that later. Right now, we've got nothing else in here. So let's continue to go. Yellow. Oh. Yes. Yellow. No. This one. No. Maybe at the office over here. Yeah, I'm trying to answer your phone call, my friend. I just don't know where the phone is. Yellow?
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Mr. Morley, is that you?
Lady Margaret?
Mr. Morley, I'm so relieved to hear your voice. I've been trying to reach your office, but I couldn't get through to anyone.
It's awfully late at night, Lady Margaret. How on earth did you know I was at Westland Asylum?
Well, I was already in bed, truth be told. But there was something on my mind. A vital detail I'd forgotten to mention.
There was a lot that you forgot to mention.
I called
lady.
your office, searched for you at the mansion, and when I couldn't find you there, I assumed you might be investigating at the asylum.
I see. Very resourceful of you. Now tell me, what is this detail of such importance?
Was the knife guy there as well?
Oh, yes, of course. I almost forgot. You see, the truth is, I'm afraid that you're not alone.
I already know
What
that.
the devil does that mean? Hello? Lady Margaret?
Tell me something I don't know, lady. Alright, well that's someone breaking in, right? Yeah. Let's turn off our lights so someone's broken through that way. Where's the... Oh, right, we've read this earlier. Okay, well, let's go that way. That has been obviously pointed out to us.
Is someone there?
Why are you calling out to the murderer
Damn it.
once again?
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah. Keep your bloody pants on. Put the elevator down. There we go. Perfect. Look, the thing is, you don't want to get stabbed. And so to not go stabbed, you need to run directly towards the murderer. And that way he'll be scared. He won't know what to do about murdering you. That's the way I've always done it. That's the way I'll continue to do it. Right.
Internal report. Patient B03, identity unknown. Male, early 30s. Admitted after being the cause of a series of violent incidents. The patient exhibits a disturbing duality. Episodes of unprovoked, nearly superhuman aggression, displaying raw, overwhelming physical force, and subsequent plunges into an eerie, profound apathy. His faculties appear suspended during these lulls, leaving him in a state of unnerving inertia. Due to the unpredictability of his violent outbursts, he remains confined within a reinforced cell. Treatment involves high doses of sedatives, potassium bromide or morphine, and a regimented course of electroconvulsive therapy, alongside stringent restraints, such as an anti-biting mask and, if required, an iron muzzle. Ongoing monitoring is maintained.
Right, so it requires quite a lot, doesn't he? And the door is not open. But that one is. Pretty much so.
Internal report. Patient B02. Mr. Norbert Clark, 45, from Sanderson, is a persistent pyromaniac whose actions have repeatedly endangered both property and life. Despite his seemingly frail build, he harbors an alarming compulsion for fire setting, a tendency exacerbated by intermittent episodes of disorganized thought and incoherent speech under duress. His unsettling, fixed gaze suggests the planning of covert schemes, amplifying his threat. To mitigate risk, he is isolated in a secure cell, thoroughly cleared of flammable materials. His management includes a regimented program of sedatives and antipsychotic medications to stabilize his manic and schizoid symptoms, with vigilant oversight maintained.
Doesn't seem like you did well enough of the vigilant oversight thing. Is there's like a hole into the other room here. Okay, so we might need a bit more of electricity. Get this on. Would be a bit of a jolt, eh? Oops, does this? I can't figure it out, but it seems that this is engaged at the moment, judging by the whole red. That door's locked as well. I half expect to turn around this corner and see the madman, but we did not, so that's good. A little bit scared, to be honest. But I was going to be completely honest with you. Okay. Well, this is rather bloody. How did this person manage to kill people in his room? This person... Oh, maybe he just hit himself. I imagine that's probably the case.
Patient B08, Miss Beatrice Marin, female, 28, reclassified after initial misidentification. Miss Marin presents with severe self-destructive behaviors. She engages in autosarcophagy, self-cannibalism that has markedly compromised her physical integrity, and compulsively ingests her own hair. These actions, driven by deep psychological torment and overwhelming despair, leave her in a perilously fragile state. As a precaution, she is secured in a straitjacket and confined to an environment entirely devoid of any utensils or objects that might facilitate further self-harm. Her treatment protocol centers on the administration of potent sedatives to alleviate anxiety and curb these impulses, with ongoing monitoring.
I wonder where it's a guy. The guy that was her partner. You know? My only thought is that now that this is down, I pull the other red one. Does this go up anytime soon? Doesn't look like it. We can go do that, I guess. Ah, must be different colors. There probably is a key somewhere, but I can't be bothered finding it. There's only 3 colors, right? No. Alright, in that case there probably is a key somewhere. I wonder if it's in this room. No, there's just a noose, which is rather ominous. It's not. Well, let's have a look through here, and then we will end the recording. As much as I'm enjoying this game, open door, cold to warm, blue, yellow, green, red. Not necessarily say that that is cold to warm. What a internal memorandum, Westwood Asylum. Due to the increasingly precarious state of the electrical network, which, as you are all aware, is far too aged and no longer fit for safe operation, and given the impending closure of this institution, the administration has no alternative but to suspend all plans for renovation. Accordingly, and in the interest of maintaining minimal functionality, one of the primary safety sources required for the activation of the electrical therapy room has been installed in a licensed cell B04. Effective immediately, cell B04 is to be decommissioned as a holding cell and repurposed as a maintenance storage room. Thereafter, refrain from pressing any patients therein and must ensure the room is accessible to authorized personnel only. That'll be noted in all relevant logs. WA administration. Right, but where's the yellow boy? We need that boy for relevant purposes. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Is there any yellows in here? Wouldn't imagine that they put two in a cell, right? But mayhaps they do. Cold to warm. I would say that again. In green. That would just be me. And then yellow and then red. And I mean, this is seem to keep it on even after. Where would yellow be? Perhaps somewhere in this area. Nope. Now, if you were yellow, where would you be? Got the flames. There's red. Have I potentially entirely missed it all this time? I mean, it's me. Anything is possible. B04. Why is B0? Why do these two make different noises? Like this one's open a bill, but the other one is not. Right, where would the yellow one be? If you were yellow, where would you be? I would be, perhaps, over this way. Aha, yes. And then red. And there's the electroshock therapy room. So maybe we can get knife guy into here.
This room gives me the shivers.
Seems like there's some kind of memory in here though. Or at least the green. Westwood Asylum East Wing access. Transfer patient B3 to Area M. Following several sessions of electroconvulsive therapy, ECT, the patient has shown significant improvement. Previous violent episodes have been entirely eradicated. The patient now presents with a profound state of apathy, characterized by emotional detachment and a notable lack of response. His interactions are limited to monosyllabic utterances, with no signs of aggression or emotional reaction. This behavior may be attributable to the intensification of treatment, as well as a potential underlying psychological condition that we must continue to investigate. It is anticipated that with continued observation, the patient will gradually regain his ability to communicate and exhibit emotional responses. However, the complexities of the case should be taken into consideration, along with the need for potential adjustments to his ongoing treatment. Given the control of the violent tendencies and the stabilization of the condition, it is deemed appropriate to transfer the patient to Area M, a less restrictive environment, though under strict supervision. Close monitoring is recommended to assess any potential changes in behaviour, with the possibility of further adjustment to his medications. Dr. Sheridan, Westwood Asylum. Oh, Dr. Sheridan, that was Remarkably nice of you. Let's slowly make our way to the elevator. And by slowly, I mean quickly. And by quickly, I mean we're gonna move this way. Hopefully it goes that way. Let's go to the,
I need to hide. Quickly.
Yep, we're in here. And we'll hide in here.
I can't hear it. Could it be gone?
Can we perhaps see him through this here correct? Yep, he's gone. Don't know how we managed to escape him, but sure. And why would the Miss Elizabeth call us? Just to advise us that we're getting followed. Open, open, open. Fine, I'll run up the bloody stairs. Yeah, arsehole. Alright, let's get into the East Wing. No, we don't know the archive key as of yet. Is this the East Wing? Perhaps. There's stuff here at least. Matharugabi maintenance.
A cigarette case, with a bit of tobacco still inside. A maintenance uniform. Oddly well prepared. Not a speck of dust on it.
Imagine
Clean
that.
water, an apple, a bit of bread. The food's still fresh.
So someone's still been here. Perhaps the guy
Looks like
that was
someone's
seen.
been coming through here. Perhaps this is what Lady Margaret meant in her call. Or was she trying to warn me about something else?
I think she was trying to warn me about the guy that we saw earlier. Perhaps this is why she paid us £30,000. But anyway, I'm going to end it there. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, or subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. See ya!